My name is Sina Alderman, and I've been working with the Daily News to get the company more involved with the startup community. We have 3 pitches we're going to present to you today, but before we do, here are 3 reasons why you should come work with us at the New York Daily News. First, the Daily News delivers, and not just this. We can deliver a massive audience and get your product in front of millions of users, but we do it without the bureaucracy of a massive corporation. This is the Daily News team right here. We are all here. You can find us today. Please seek us out. Show us how your product accomplishes our development initiatives. We will get you live on our website. That's us. Second, the Daily News has done this before. In 2010, the visual revenue team moved into our offices. We worked with them to develop and refine their product and even tested it on our website. We also introduced them to another of our partners at the time, Outbrain, the company that ended up acquiring them. Visual revenue is still live on our site today. Also in 2010, along with Charlie O'Donnell, we launched the Always Be Closing Startup Series at NYU and kicked that off. It was there that we met Olapic. At the time, Olapic had no customers and a product that was focused on photo sharing around weddings. We became Ola's first customer and worked with them to develop a product for media companies to engage users to share photos around breaking news events. We were also one of NewsCred's first customers. Look at our website today, and you'll see many examples of how we continue to be early adopters of new technologies, and we continue to work with startups. The Daily News loves working with startups, and we've done this before. Third, the projects we're presenting here today are so important to the Daily News that we're making them the focus of our first class of the new Daily News Innovation Lab. If you have a product that solves for one of these initiatives, please let us know and apply through SwitchPitch. But if you have a product that can become a solution for one of these initiatives, maybe something in a different vertical, a beta or a prototype, if you think that you and your team could benefit from truly unique access to the New York Daily News' team and audience, we have a program set up for you. We will move you and your team into the Daily News offices and work with you for 6 months collaboratively to tackle one of these development initiatives. In addition to access to the Daily News team and resources, we have a slate of mentors and advisors all lined up to provide you with additional guidance and support. These are angels and VCs, fellow entrepreneurs, and also professionals, all ready to give you any additional help you need along the way. We're also offering seed money. If this program sounds like a good fit for you and your team, all of the details are available on our website at lab.nydailynews.com, and applications are open now. All of the projects we're presenting today are eligible for participation in the Daily News Innovation Lab. So apply to our lab. Let's transform media together. With our first presentation on intuitive interactives, here's Kristen Lee.
Hi. For nearly 100 years, the Daily News has been telling stories with words, with photos, with video, and now with data. Like many of our media colleagues, we at the Daily News believe that the next frontier in our industry is interactive data journalism, extracting a story from this and turning it into dynamic, visual online content for our readers. But also, like many of our colleagues, we have limited resources, staff, and time. Without a dedicated team of programmers, how do we take advantage of the growing availability of public data and satisfy our readers' craving for interactive content? Here's what we need: a flexible, user-friendly program to guide our journalists through turning massive, dirty data sets into vibrant, highly interactive maps and graphs. No coding required. The solution we're looking for would take our reporters through every step of the process, from organizing their data to identifying its flaws, and then to creating and publishing a data visualization that will capture the attention and imagination of our readers. It must be simple enough and flexible enough to be embraced by every reporter in the newsroom, from the police reporter on the crime beat to the gossip columnist covering the Kardashians. We are seeking a forward-thinking partner who is passionate about digital storytelling and making cutting-edge data visualizations accessible to everyone in our newsroom and in our industry. Thank you, and now I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Sammy Simpson, to talk about predictive intelligence.
Right. Hi, thank you. So the Daily News uses many resources to provide our leading edge coverage of the most relevant, most interesting, and most recent stories. Here's the process our team currently uses to monitor and shift through the many data sources, platforms, and channels to uncover leads and create assignments for our writers and reporters to produce the content that is timely and engaging for our audience. How much content would you guess that is reviewed and produced in a day? Well, it's well over 250 articles, hundreds of social media posts, photos and videos, and much more. You can imagine it's a constant flow of items and stories, generated both internally and externally, changing moment to moment, and the challenge is to optimize each story, to determine what's important, what's now, and what's the right fit to reinforce our brand, and a heritage of uncovering, curating, and capturing the best content to present through our engaging personality and our powerful influence. It's a timely process that requires not only discovering a source or an angle, but validating the real value behind a variety of factors and the deeper context that makes it a trusted source to place the right attention, and after doing all of that, ensure the story is truly contagious in the first place and still viable at the time of posting. As you know, there are many tools and analytic techniques in place today to optimize the experience once a story is being consumed through various channels and across many platforms. But this intelligence is currently in the form of daily and weekly reports or monthly recaps generated through multiple inputs that have not connected because, in effect, they speak different languages or require various inputs from multiple staff members. We're looking for your help to build a new approach, one with demand and a more predictive, intelligent system. A collaboration and co-creation of your technical innovation and ideas, along with our seasoned experts, wired together to utilize all the data assets and talent to make better and faster decisions. What is our vision of predictive intelligence? Well, the goal is to have the ability to look at what has the potential to blow up, close the loop to deliver more qualified content out of trending topics and attention-worthy posts, strike a balance with multi-dimensional coverage, and automate data acquisition, analysis, and processes in a system that would provide early knowledge and alerts, create data-driven assignments, and uncover information across a variety of channels that can be woven together into a single solution to discover and activate the best content in any particular moment. It will result in a 3D focus and a results-based experience to give Daily News a competitive edge and provide our audience the content they desire with authority. And now, I'm proud to introduce Lauren Johnston with our next initiative, Elevate Community.
Hi, everyone. Our next pitch is about elevating community. So we want to think about what that means for us right now. What does community mean at the Daily News right now online? It means we tweet, we crowdsource, we have comments on our stories, but today we're here with you to try to imagine what that could mean for us in the future. What is the next wave of meaningful community participation going to look like? How will it work? We at the Daily News want to be a part of that next stage of the evolution, but more than that, we want to help define it, which is why we're here today. We're in a good position to make it happen. The Daily News as a newspaper brand has worked long and hard to create a sense of community. We have a long history of sparking conversations, and this cover that Sina held up, if you tune into social media today, we're sparking quite a few conversations with our House of Turds cover. We're good at talking to our readers, as shown here in this Voice of the People page. Our job is to tell stories, and we've always devoted space in print to showcase their opinions. We've also made it part of our mission to speak on our readers' behalf when they need us. As these next few covers show, we're not afraid to wage campaigns for things we believe in to help our communities and to take a stand on their behalf. These days, of course, our readers have the access and the technology to be their own microphones. They talk to us all the time about all of these campaigns, about the news, all kinds of things, on Twitter, on Instagram, on our Facebook page, in our comments. On the average day, Daily News readers post about 4,000 comments across the site on our stories, more than 225 comments on Facebook, and of course, thousands of likes come with those. And we have more than 800 interactions on Twitter each day. I mean, and sometimes it spikes to more than 2,000, of course, depending on the news of the day. We're listening and we respond, but we also know that we need a fresh strategy. We need a way to connect the voices across all of our many platforms and to create a vibrant space for dialogue. Our users are already participating with us. How do we unite the streams to better integrate reader voices into our coverage and in our digital experience? We think it's a 6-step plan, and that's where you and some of your amazing startup tools will hopefully come into play to help us. The first thing we want to do is locate. I mean, are we looking in the right place? We know where some of our users are because they follow us. We want to pinpoint and identify our key influencers. We want to engage them across all the different platforms they're using, and then we want to cross-engage them across the different platforms. We want to incentivize them to spark their interest. We want to stand out from our peers, and we want to find ways to let them know it'll be worth their time and effort to communicate with the Daily News. We also want them to know there's a human on the other end. We're happy to talk to them. We're happy to engage in chats, to respond, to send photos, whatever that next thing is really going to be. And we want to find a meaningful way to reward them for their participation. Finally, of course, we want to repeat that process again and again and again as we build our community. So our message to you is if you have a company that can provide these sorts of tools to connect all these dots and help us discover and define what the next wave of meaningful participation will be, our Daily News Innovation Lab is probably a good fit for you. So thanks for being here and listening to all of our pitches. Team Daily News will be here for the rest of the day. You can find us in our matching red shirts. We did that on purpose. You can check out our lab, lab.nydailynews.com, for all of the information about the process, to find our application. You can email us, tweet us using hashtag NYDNLab, and as Sina said in our introduction, we're really here to find a way to transform media together. Thank you.